Hello, my name is Cornelius Henderson. We're talking about the 12 essential members of your real estate investing dream team. I'm the managing partner of Cooperative Solutions LLC. We're a residential and commercial real estate development firm based out of Washington, D.C. You can locate us online at dcmetrorealestatedeals.com as well as isyourmoneylazy.com. Jumping right into why is this important? Successful investors surround themselves with people much smarter than them. Well before Donald Trump went into his political antics, he was a very successful real estate investor who just obviously had a very a strong team led by Mr. Ross behind him, who advised him and put together many of his deals. He would not have been able to do all those deals by himself, but he had a strong team. Additionally, a strong team just increases your organization's efficiency. It allows you to move quicker, make more money, and the key to this game and the financial game is just turning your money over as quickly as possible. Strong team, dream team allows you to do that. All right, we're going to jump right in with the essential member number one. You're going to want an investor friendly title company. Why do you want that? You want someone experienced with creative financing and closing techniques. Someone who knows how to do a double closing and how to deal with any kind of creative financing that you may have. You don't want people who are at the table saying, "Oh, you can't do that. That's illegal." There are certain situations that may be in your local and state where something is illegal, but you want to know that the people, the title companies that are working on the stuff understand and know this information and can get your deal done. You want people who can close in a short time frame. For the most part, your title company should be able to close after your title work is done, and it should be able to expedite that very quickly if need be. This is just really important because a lot of deals are based on a short time frame, so you want to be able to get that done. All right, moving on to number two, I'm going to lump them in terms of attorneys. The first one I'm going to talk about is just a real estate attorney. Especially, you're going to want somebody to review your contracts and to structure your deals. It's really important, especially with bank REOs. They have these addendums with like where they're just asking for your firstborn and everything. You just want to, a lot of times, you're going to just have to deal with them, but you're just going to want to make sure there's nothing in there that's just too crazy and too one-sided that's in there, as well as any other contracts or structuring any deals. You want a solid real estate attorney. You want an eviction attorney if you're a landlord, twofold to evict. You're going to want them to evict tenants that know the local laws and are very efficient at getting people out if they're not paying. But an eviction attorney is a great source of leads for other landlords who are just done with the business and want to retire. You're going to want probate and bankruptcy attorneys for that same reason. Great source of leads on probate and estate properties, as well as people in bankruptcy that have to sell. Essential member number three, contractors. The first one, your general contractors. These people basically do everything. Personally, I generally work with subcontractors um, and then combine it with some general handyman carpenters and other people that do all the rest of the work. For the most part, your subcontractors are going to be a plumber, your electrician, and your HVAC. And then you'll have your roofer, your landscaper, things of that sort. But your major contractors are your plumber, electrician, HVAC that you're going to want to always have, really important. And then a handyman. Handymans come in; they're very valuable. Whether it's just something small for a tenant or whether they're doing some cleanup work, a handyman is very valuable person on your team, can knock stuff out really quickly. Essential member number four, and a lot of people to get confused, so I'll put both hard. Basically, it's just money in general, but I'm gonna say hard and private money. I'm gonna generalize it just to get the point across. Hard money is basically the formal organizations who lend money based on the asset. So in general, in the past, they didn't take into your credit score or your personal history. They're looking at the deal and the asset. In the current market, they are kind of doing that, but for the most part, they still are asset based lending. But they're a formal organization. Hard money lenders are formed for that purpose, and essentially they charge the high interest as well as points. The reason they do that is because they usually are borrowing money from private individuals, which is the private money. These are informal individuals who lend money based on an asset. A lot of hard money lenders have just done the work to go and acquire all these individuals, and then they just use their money to lend out, and then they make their money on the points, on the upfront points. I see a lot of people currently getting frustrated because they join, the LinkedIn groups, private money. A lot of hard money lenders are calling themselves private money now because it's more attractive, but they're still charging you points. If you want private money and it's really essential, you have to market and educate individuals who have cash sitting on the sidelines about the benefits of investing in real estate for a high rate of return that's secured on the asset. So, but this is absolutely, both of them are essential because sometimes, hey, your private money may be all tapped out, and if a deal's a deal, it doesn't really matter with the hard money. I use my hard money exclusively when I got in, and I always got deals that can, I made money off of even my paying hard money. Definitely essential member number four. Remember, hard and private money. Definitely want all the local hard money lenders as well as many private lenders as you can possible on your team. Number five, mortgage broker. Twofold. First, they provide you motivated leads. If someone's in foreclosure and they can't get refi, they're going to call and they're trying to refi, they're going to call a mortgage broker first. A lot of times when you're in a foreclosure, the mortgage broker, especially in this current market, is not going to be able to refi them. So now you're sitting there on the sidelines with the referral, and they're going to call you up, and now you've got a motivated seller. All right. You also, I personally always send my leads for properties that are buying, for people that are buying one of our properties, send them over to the mortgage broker to qualify. My mortgage broker is good, so if he says that this person can buy the house, I trust him. And then I'll allow them to write a contract on my property. Um, Also, if you're doing lease options or you just have people who aren't necessarily ready, a lot of brokers have credit repair for potential borrowers. So if they like your properties but their credit, is just not up to par, hey, your mortgage broker, they usually have these great credit repair programs, and they can come back if you have a good referral with this person, a good rapport. They'll go into the mortgage broker's credit repair program, come back out 6 to 12 months later, and you place them in one of your properties. All right. Number six, home inspector. Home inspector. A lot of people overlook this, but they're an independent source of the necessary repairs that have to happen. When we first started buying property, I always did a home inspection buying in. When I first purchased. Now, don't necessarily do that because I know the repairs, but I always use them to verify the work on my contractor before my contractor gets his final payment. I'm able to monitor and look and see for the most part the progress and what's going on. But I'm always using that home inspector for that before I get that final payment. To give me an inspection like it's a home inspection, and that contractor is going to have to complete all the repairs before they get their final payment. One thing is I hire the home inspectors that I myself have personally disliked in the past, as well as other experienced investors, because they're the most thorough, and you want the most thorough person going through the property because then it's a breeze when whoever the buyer has comes through. I get upset if my home inspector, if their home inspector finds something that's blatant. A lot of times they're gonna try to find something nitpicky. But if there's something blatant, I'm really pissed. I try to hire the people who drove me the most nuts when I was trying to sell a property. That's who I like to hire to do my inspections. Number seven, probably the most overlooked, but probably the most important is your CPA and bookkeeper, because the IRS has gotten many people that with a lot of money. You want to keep your books in good order. If you don't already have, separate business credit, business bank accounts, business credit cards, like we have established, a bookkeeper can help you get that in order. I say a bookkeeper because the CPA is significantly more expensive, and a bookkeeper can do the same, and QuickBooks can just keep track of your books. What you want your CPA for is to plan for your taxes, kind of do any kind of cash flow analysis in the future, things of that sort. So your CPA you want to bring in for your taxes and any specialized, important, more difficult topics, but use your bookkeeper to keep your books in order. Extremely important. At minimum, you should have a QuickBooks file. You should not have it in Excel or paper. This is uh, if you ever have to go before the IRS, your professionalism will be on full display and plays a large part in how well you convince the IRS or anyone else that you're legit. Number eight, a design and staging consultant. I see this mistake a lot, a lot. You got when we use a design consultant to ensure that our repairs will allow for the property to be sold. A lot of properties sit on the market. They're dirt cheap because they have an obsolete design. They have a bathroom directly off the kitchen, or things of that sort that are when a buyer's coming through, they're gonna be like, you can make it drop dead gorgeous, and they're gonna look at you like this does not work in today's current day and age. Maybe 50 years ago it worked, but it doesn't now. So you want a design person to come through and basically design your layout in terms of your kitchen flow, things of that sort, your bathroom, your layouts that works with what a modern buyer is going to buy. A lot of times I see investors delegate this to the construction guys, and quite honestly, it's just not the right person to delegate design design features to. Staging increases the speed in which your home is sold. I'm a big proponent of staging, and it basically your home usually sell every property we've had to stage sells much faster than anything that we haven't staged. So in general, we stage most of them. Realtors, quite often overlooked but great essential team member. They basically provide leads on motivated sellers, especially REO realtors. They're the prime source of probably 75% of the market right now. With the REO, with the banks trying to unload all the properties, so they're having a relationship with REO realtors, as well as any realtors in your marketplace, is absolutely important. On the flip side, realtors, they bring buyers to your properties when you're selling, so you want to definitely have as many realtors on your team so you can get your listings out to as many people as possible and have relationships with these realtors. Essential member number 10, real estate investors. I can't stress this enough. You want to have what I call a $1 million buyers list. With that, you can be able to buy deals from investors, sell to investors, as well as partner with investors. All right, and there's many types of investors. You're gonna deal with bird dogs, people who just locate properties, wholesalers who are flipping the contracts over to you, rehabbers who are going in and purchasing the property and fixing it up and selling it, as well as landlords. You want as many of these people that are active in your marketplace as possible to just essentially, buy, sell, and partner with, and just do more and more deals. Number 11, foreclosure consultant. Depending on what state you live in, if there's a foreclosure law, there may be you will have what's called a foreclosure consultant. The number one, they're a source of deals for foreclosure, um, because they're basically the first line of fire where they're talking to people who are going in foreclosure. So it's a great source of deals. More importantly, to me, is they advise you on any changes in your local, state, or national regulations regarding foreclosures and keep you out of jail. A lot of these rules are so strict, and I'm not going to jail for anybody, and you could just make simple mistakes. So I personally try to keep a foreclosure consultant on my team, to keep me advised of any changes in the local and state laws regarding foreclosure. And I'll say finally, but and most important, and one of the most overlooked, is a community banker. Uh, First of all, they manage your business bank accounts. That's quite simply. But on the flip side, they fund your deals. And I'm not talking about, they're not able to fund your single family deals, but hopefully, if you're in this, and if you're in this investment game for real and you're serious, you're gonna start off at, maybe wholesaling and moving on to rehabbing single family houses, then moving on to small commercial and things of that sort. And that's really, really relevant to the small community bankers, especially when you get to that point. When you get a couple rehabs in your belt, you start working on a line of credit, and they can move in 2 to 3 weeks. They're just, they're not as dead quick as private and hard money. But if you have a deal where it doesn't have to close for 3 weeks, now you're getting, your deal at maybe prime plus some points. And that's significantly cheaper than your hard and private money. And on the final flip side is they provide networking opportunities with major business owners in your local area, including real estate developers and investors. Just recently had a one of the local community banks had a meeting with investors who aren't going to be at your RIAs, and two of them are building major hotels, and I knew from a developer I used to work with, as well as one of the guys there owns a couple of restaurants, is looking to put some of his cash in place. And these are real successful business people who aren't at your local RIAs, aren't kicking tires. These are successful people, and they come through the community banks. So that's a great source of networking, are your community bankers. Just some other members of your dream team that I don't consider necessarily essential, but you just want them on your team. You got your insurance agent. You have your contractors for your windows, your cleaning, flooring, and anything like that. You got your landscaper, termite mold inspectors, 1031 exchange facilitator, property manager. You got a technology consultant that can help you out if you're not tech savvy, your marketing and PR consultant, and your personal virtual assistant. In conclusion, essentially your business model will determine your team. Your team, depending on whether you're rehabbing or landlording or wholesaling, your team may be different. So your business model will determine your team. Always ask for referrals and constantly work on building your team. All right. Definitely want you to join our prime buyers list at dcmetrorealestatedeals.com if you are an active real estate investor, as well as definitely like us on Facebook at facebook.com/cooperative solutions. Definitely thank you for taking the time out. Hopefully this was very informative, and definitely like us for more information in the future.